We've been embracing and building for years, preparing for this moment. The Genius Act has now passed the Senate, as you know, and is expected to pass the House. I think that'll give regulatory clarity to stablecoins, and we've been embracing stablecoins.
If the CEO of Visa is this bullish on stablecoins, then it's a pretty fair bet that you probably ought to be as well. And if we take a look at the Genius Act, which just passed in the Senate, and we extrapolate here, competition to issue and manage stablecoins is only going to heat up. As a result of that, certainly some altcoins will pump as well. Some blockchains already have a big head start, but are they going to hold on? Are they going to win this race in the end? There are certain altcoins specifically as a result of all these developments that are most primed, most ready to pump and cash in from this newfound regulatory clarity. We're examining them in this video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, whether that's stablecoin related altcoins or otherwise. I genuinely wish you well. Just remember, I'm not a financial or investment advisor, and this video is not official financial or investment advice. We are kicking off here at number 1 with an old favorite in the form of Ethereum. Ticker, of course, ETH, ETH. This is actually the project that we feel is most likely to benefit from the Genius Act. It has, think about it, the biggest DeFi infrastructure of all chains combined. In fact, if you look at the numbers here, Ethereum's TVL, total value locked, is still about 7.5 times greater than the second biggest chain with TVL, that being Solana. So we're talking about $60+ billion compared to about $8 billion. Ethereum is also still the primary blockchain for stablecoins. It's the main settlement layer for all the major stablecoins out there. So that's USDT, USDC, and DAI, D-A-I. They are very much leading this charge. And so if stablecoins get regulated, Ethereum can reasonably expect more transaction volume, which in turn is going to lead to more transaction fees. Stablecoins already dominate these fees anyways, so regulated stablecoins will give Ethereum even more revenue. For example, if we look at this chart here, it displays that stablecoins are, in fact, among the top 5 users on Ethereum during the month of May 2025. The most issuance of stablecoins also happens on Ethereum, which is likely, like I keep saying, to increase with regulated stablecoins. Ethereum is also positioning itself right now to best handle this volume increase. So for example, by improving scalability by means of the Denkun upgrade, which in turn should attract more institutional interest in Ethereum. That's something that has been lacking, right? Institutions, at the end of the day, want compliant and scalable options. Currently, Ethereum already hosts about 50% of all stablecoins, and depending on estimates, that's worth anywhere between $100 billion and $125 billion. The current price of ETH sits right now, as I record, a little above $2,400. It's taken a hit recently, but the Genius Act could help to be a catalyst here for further ETH price increases. We've got a new project at Altcoin Buzz that we're very excited to be sharing with you. Check out the information in the description of this video. That's where you can register and find out more. Once again, check out the description. Ripple and XRP should also benefit from stablecoin legislation. This is a project, of course, that positions itself as a major cross-border payment service. But just don't forget that Ripple also has its own in-house stablecoin. That's RLUSD. The Genius Act most likely is going to include certain features, so specifically full one-to-one backing with US dollar reserves or short-term treasuries, monthly reserve disclosures, because Ripple is working on a transparency webpage for RLUSD, and that should include ongoing updates. Also, annual audits. Deloitte actually audits Ripple, and they're a very well-renowned firm. Anti-money laundering compliance. Ripple is working on a low-cost cross-border ecosystem, which includes its RLUSD stablecoin, and also KYC, Know Your Customer, and AML, anti-money laundering procedures. Furthermore, in the United States, Ripple secured over 50 money transmitter licenses. So this covers various US states, which means that Ripple can offer cross-border payment services to US banks and the like. For this, they're going to use XRPL and RLUSD. And so the Genius Act here could really be a major boost for the RLUSD stablecoin, and RLUSD could really use that kind of a boost, because the truth is, despite what a lot of people were anticipating, It hasn't performed that well as far as expectations that Ripple had for it. The current price of XRP as I record stands at $2.19. And of course, it stands to reason that the passing of the Genius Act is going to have a positive effect on the price of XRP. At number 3 here with Solana, ticker SOL SOL, we have another hot iron in the stablecoin fire. The big advantage that Solana brings to the table is, of course, its very low transaction costs and high TPS. That's transactions per second. They can actually go all the way to 65,000 TPS, meaning that transactions on Solana are, number one, cheap, but number two, very, very fast. And that's obviously what stablecoin providers are looking for. That's what they like. And so the Genius Act is going to be a net positive to not only Ethereum, but also to other layer 1 chains. And Solana is such a major network and has such a massive ecosystem. As a result, the Genius Act very likely will bring more transactions and liquidity to Solana. This in turn should benefit its broader ecosystem and will also very likely give SOL SOL a nice boost. Kristen Smith has been very supportive of the Genius Act. She's president of the Solana Policy Institute. Also, don't forget there is strong bipartisan support for this act. And so with Smith's strong and proactive stance toward the Genius Act, this is probably going to work out pretty well and positively for Solana. Chances are it may ease regulatory acceptance, meaning more institutions could also show interest for Solana-based stablecoins, of course. Furthermore, it could also lead to government funding and budget operations, which again would benefit Solana-based stablecoins. The current price of SOL right now sits at $145.80. Like all coins mentioned today, it's pretty straightforward reasoning. The Genius Act very likely will be a catalyst here for price. If you are an American, then I'm talking to you because we found an exchange that gives you the best of both worlds. If you want to trade spot markets on over 400 trading pairs and without KYC, you can. If you want to trade perpetuals on over 150 trading pairs with KYC, that by the way accepts Americans as well as Canadians, you can do that as well. The only exchange we've seen in the market that lets you do both simple spot trading without KYC and perps trading with KYC that Americans can use is BYDFi. And they have a great new promotion going on right now where you earn more for depositing more money into your BYDFi account. This means that if you do not yet have an account, and maybe you've been thinking about getting one, now's the time. For the smaller traders out there, you can deposit up to $1,000 and get up to $200 as a bonus. If you're a whale watching this video, well, from deposits of $5,000 up to $20,000, you can earn as much as $2,000 in extra cash in your account to trade with. But then it gets even better because if you sign up for a new account, you can join this new Telegram group where BYDFi helps give you actionable news and trading signals. It's actually an exclusive trading signals group just for the Altcoin Buzz community. You get market analysis and news and trading signals specifically for swing trading or scalp trading if that's your thing. Here is an example of a rec from the swing trading group for the popular virtual token. You see here that it includes prices to take profits or set your stop loss if it moves against you, or this rec here for Solaire. And by the way, this is just one of many signals that you get daily from this exclusive group. So sign up for a BYDFi account today, earn extra cash in your account for doing so, and as a bonus, get access to this exclusive trading signals and news group. Deposit now and get your bonus. Check out the link that you'll find in the description of this video below. Last but not least here, and when we talk about stablecoins, by the way, you cannot leave Tron out of the conversation. And by extension, of course, it's TRX token. We haven't talked about this one in a little while, but Tron is the most used chain to move stablecoins around, of course, after Ethereum. If you take a look at this chart here by Artemis, it shows the top stablecoin changes by chain over the last 24 hours. And Tron, of course, leads this chart by quite a bit. In fact, as you can see, Ethereum even has a negative supply over these last 24 hours. It's in the last spot here. On this chart here by Nansen, we also see that Tron has the most DAUs, or daily active addresses. It's up by over 1%, and Ethereum is down by almost 6%. Justin Sun is Tron's infamous founder, I guess some would say. He's actively been in talks recently with US lawmakers. And whether you're a fan or not, he is also involved with World Liberty Financial, which is part of the Trump empire. Sun's vision is to position Tron as a way forward to cement US leadership in crypto. This goes hand in hand, of course, with the Genius Act and should position Tron in a pretty prime way to lead with growth in the US market. The current price of TRX right now, as I record, is just over 27 cents. And by the way, that's actually only about 35% away from its 43-cent all-time high. We feel that this one is going to do well, as with every other entry on this list. Genius Act here is going to be a catalyst for Tron. But more generally speaking, let me know how you see the Genius Act. Do you think it's going to have a positive impact on the crypto sector? I would argue in this instance, regulation is good. But of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, especially if you disagree. Also, be sure to join our very lively and growing discussions that are happening in social media. I'm talking about X and Discord. You can, of course, find links to both of those in the description below.